Welcome to the Worst of the RIOT podcast. Coming up, could Isaiah or I deliver a baby?
Also, we find out the similarity between Hudson and Shaq. They both have great feet. And more on the Worst of the RIOT podcast.
Welcome to Monday on the show. Welcome back from the weekend. I'm joined, as always, by Isaiah. Isaiah has joined me.
Hi there, I'm joining.
Thanks for joining.
You're welcome.
Today. I'm sure you watched yesterday in women's college basketball, a monumental moment. Caitlin Clark breaking not just the women's college basketball scoring record, but the college basketball scoring record against Ohio State yesterday.
Isn't it unbelievable to say that you're sure that I watched a women's college basketball game?
Yeah, you go back in time a couple of years ago.
No, a year ago. Go on.
Ago. And yeah, I would never have said anything like that. But now I just know. I know that you watched it.
I did.
Partly because of Caitlin Clark, partly because it was Ohio State.
That is true.
Give me your recap of such a big moment.
It didn't feel as big.
And why is that?
I don't know.
I thought I was going to say I think I know why.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, one, the moment she scored the point that put her over the top to set the record, it was on a free throw, but it wasn't even a regular free throw. It was off of a technical foul, right? So it was her standing alone at the free throw line to break the record, which I don't know. I guess that in some cases that could feel really epic, but in this case, it kind of took away from the moment. And then for some reason, they did this also when she broke the women's scoring record, is that they didn't stop the game or anything. They didn't make a big deal out of it. It didn't feel like a big deal because they didn't make it a big deal during the game.
And do you feel as if I felt as if the last record she broke for the women's basketball, the most points in women's basketball history, felt more epic? For what, because she hit the fadeaway three from deep, it just felt way cooler. Even though this one was set up so much better. You're playing against the number 2 team in the country, at home, Ohio State, and you're beating them. It feels like it should have been way more epic.
Final home game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't feel.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Iowa kind of dominated the whole time. I was upset, but I was able to respect it.
They're good.
They are good.
She's good. She's unstoppable. You have to wonder, maybe this is part of why it didn't feel as epic, because I don't know if you saw the ticket prices to just get in the door for Caitlin Clark's record-breaking game yesterday. You were talking at least $450 just to get inside the building. So maybe they priced out the crazies, and it was just a bunch of people in suits and ties, is how I imagine it, and then the student section.
Similar to the Super Bowl. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it makes it hard to have a real electric atmosphere when everybody in there is rich business people.
Don't really care about Iowa or Ohio State.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was still a great game. Big win for Iowa and Caitlin Clark as they knocked off my Buckeyes. But it'll be exciting to see her go through the tournament. The tournament's going to be way more exciting.
Oh,
already.
Definitely. Her final run through the tournament. We've gone through this whole time. We didn't even mention the person that held the record prior was Pistol Pete Maravich, and he's held that for years. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you know this. I think he set this record before the three-point shot was invented.
He did.
It makes it a lot. If you did the math to rejigger it around.
And I believe he said it in 3 years as well.
Yes, right. But Caitlin Clark could have a whole nother year. Imagine how unbeatable her record would be if she came back.
It would be crazy. Yeah, Pistol Pete, even though it was years and years and years ago, he averaged 40 a game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. And she also surpassed another guy, the more recent record since the three-point shot, and the guy, you wouldn't even know his name.
Put in a lot of buckets.
Yeah, he did.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
In the midst of useless knowledge, today's question of the day, all about Egg McMuffins. Isaiah, how's your question?
It is said that the Egg McMuffin was created to be something resembling Eggs Benedict when it was created back in 1972. It was originally open-faced with one more ingredient than it currently has. What was that ingredient?
Well, If it was Eggs Benedict, then it would definitely have hollandaise sauce, but then it would just be Eggs Benedict. So it can't be that. So I'm going to say berry preserves.
You got to be more specific.
What do you mean?
Berry preserves, close.
Yeah?
We're looking for strawberry jam would be the correct answer. But you're right there. You're right on the edge of it.
I was tippy-toeing right
You
near
were.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and today, oddly enough, you can ask them to have strawberry jam on your Eggs Benedict. I mean, on your Egg McMuffin.
At McDonald's.
They will let you do that.
No chance. I didn't even know they had that.
Yep. Let's do some rapid fire. Talking breakfast sandwiches. Which was the first fast food restaurant to premiere a breakfast sandwich in 1969?
Hardee's.
No! No!
Not far off. Jack in the Box.
Ah,
The answer I was looking
yes.
for. Back in the day, they were not called breakfast sandwiches. They were called something else. What would that be called?
Morning toasties.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
They were called BAP sandwiches.
BAP?
BAP.
Does that stand for something?
I think it was like a roll. Like back in the day.
Yeah.
The specific roll was called like a
The
BAP.
roll died out.
Final one. I had 2 breakfast sandwiches over the weekend. Both the same.
Uh-huh.
What breakfast sandwich did I have twice from a fast food place this weekend, Saturday and Sunday?
What would you have? I think you would have the honey butter chicken biscuit from Wendy's.
I did. Saturday and Sunday, I had that honey butter chicken biscuit.
Dang, how did I know?
It was so good.
I was watching you.
It's like my favorite, favorite fast food breakfast
You
sandwich
put that
right
up
now.
against, is it better than Chick-fil-A?
The chicken minis?
Yeah.
Very similar. Whenever, over the weekend when I was describing it to people, because nobody knows what that is,
Yeah.
I was describing it and I described it as the chicken minis. I think that the chicken mini bread, better.
Yeah.
But the actual like sauce and stuff that's on the
Yeah.
Wendy's one, very good.
Yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. Man, now I'm hungry for some breakfast.
Also the seasoned potatoes.
Oh,
Stand up every day.
yes, always good. That's useless knowledge.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know if you saw this video going around the internet over the weekend. It has a graphic warning. It's a video of high school students at Deer Creek High School licking and kissing each other's feet.
That seems like an inappropriate video.
It's got a graphic warning. The reason they were doing this is for a fundraiser. Seems to be for a good cause. Not your average Joe Coffee, whose mission is to employ and inspire students and adults with intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities. The fundraiser raised $152,000.
That's a lot of money. The results you cannot argue.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. But their methods unconventional because one of the challenges that students did at this fundraiser involved students being barefoot and then other students kissing and licking their feet. Not a lot of other context provided outside of that. Not sure what context could be provided that would make it less weird. But the school has come under fire, receiving some backlash, of course, because of the foot licking stuff.
Really? A lot of backlash, huh?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. But the debate is, at the moment, the school kind of seems to claim that this was all the students' idea. So you can't be mad at like the faculty, the teachers, the superintendents, whatever, because this was the students' idea. And so what are the teachers supposed to do? Tell them no?
Yes, actually that is. Students probably come up with bad ideas every day for fundraisers.
I'm sure they do.
You can say no to. What happened to like selling Yankee candles? Or like the bake sales when we used to do Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I used to be buying pretzels.
Were you raising $152,000?
I was not. We used to sell candy bars. Those things out the window.
Yeah.
Not just licking toes. But they raised way more money than we did with the Yankee candles.
They did.
So.
They did. They found the secret. They found the key to raising a lot of money. It's toe licking. Apparently. I'm interested, maybe you would hope that one of the teachers or somebody, an adult in the room might have said, hey, you guys might want to not do the toe licking thing. But you also might want to think maybe one of the students that was in the planning for this also might have said that. I feel like the way the meeting went, it was definitely like somebody either maybe they were homeschooled until this year. And then they got into school and they're like, let's do what if we licked each other's toes for the fundraiser?
That's what you and your homeschoolers, that's what you guys come up with?
I don't know. I just feel like somebody that's a little out of it might come up with.
A little Hudson even.
And all of the other students were too nice to say, I don't know if that's a good idea.
There were people in the back of their mind that were like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But never said anything. And then what happened? Then you're licking some other kid's toes.
Yeah. But all that said, even in the video, everybody's way into it. The students are having a ball.
Like, what was the competition? That's my next question.
That's what I'm saying.
How are they raising money?
I don't have additional context. I don't know if it was just simply, bet you won't lick somebody else's toes. And they're like, bet we will.
And then, like, who's in the audience throwing money for this?
Yeah.
They're like, $50. He's getting after. Like, what is this? What is what is the competition? I don't understand.
If there was like a bidding war, like I'll give you $100 if you get weird Randy's feet in your mouth.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but it worked. You can't argue with the results.
Which is even worse. I think that's even worse that they raised so much money.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
NASA has announced a partnership with famous camera maker Nikon. They are going to be developing a custom camera that astronauts are going to be able to take with them when we send them to the moon in September of 2026.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the one we just sent up there that landed is just like, well, that's just a lost cause at this point. Like, we know the camera stinks.
It's too late, yeah.
It's already up there, and there's nothing we can do. We're going to need these terrible photos back from this thing.
Yeah.
But next time, 2 years from now, it'll be better.
It will be better. It'll be better because they partnered with Nikon, and this is going to be a camera, too, that the astronauts, remember, that this is for the manned mission in 2026. These astronauts are going to be able to carry this around wherever they go on the moon. And so they'll be able to use it to snap photos of whatever they find interesting, take selfies, perhaps. It's going to be able to do all of that. And I saw this story and I was like, I knew there has to be some things we're not taking into account as to why the pictures that we got back recently from the current lunar lander, why they were so suboptimal. There's got to be some harsh conditions on the moon that make it difficult to take pictures, right?
No.
They say that this is going to be a modified Nikon Z9 with Nikkor lenses, and then it's going to be wrapped in a thermal blanket because you think it's got to be shielded from the extreme temperatures on the moon. The temperatures on the moon, not the same as the temperatures we'd experience here. They're colder, I'm assuming. Also, it needs to be protected from dust as well. Lots of dust on the moon. I mean, it's basically all dust as far as I understand it. So good things from them there. Yeah.
How in the world did we not think of this, like, I don't know, a year ago when we were starting to build this lunar lander? Like, we're sending this thing to the moon. Mm-hmm. What's, like, the most important thing right now for NASA? If they want to get any good PR for the people that are paying for all their missions, don't you think we'd like some nice photos? Like, imagine paying for your kids to go on vacation, and then they send you pictures of their vacation, and they're just horrible. You can't even tell what it is.
Everything's distorted. It looks like it's at a funhouse mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, where are you guys? Did you guys go where I paid for you to go? And now NASA doing the exact same thing, sending this lunar lander up there, getting all this information that I'll never understand. Is it too much for me to ask for a decent photo of the moon because I'll never go? I would love to have a nice photo.
I think that's fair. Well, they're working
Feels
on it.
fair.
They're working on it.
2 years from now.
Yeah, 2 years from now, we're gonna get some grand pictures.
Some great videos.
Yeah, just splendid
Well, I
pictures.
can't wait for them to figure it out.
Yeah, with the help of Nikon, it's
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Would you rather? This is not Would You Rather Wednesday, but would you rather have a credit score of 750 or higher, or 500,000 TikTok followers?
Is this a real question?
Yes. What
Well-
is your answer?
Well, the 750 credit score is solid.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not like unattainable though.
No,
Like it would be much harder to acquire 500,000
I agree.
TikTok followers.
Mhm. Believe me, I've tried.
So it seems as if the TikTok followers, that'd be a harder thing to do.
Uh-huh.
If I could just snap my fingers and have one of them,
Yeah.
I think I could acquire the credit score. The TikTok followers, I
Yeah.
couldn't snap my fingers and get that.
So, but if you could only have one.
I can only have one.
Yeah.
So it's either my credit score is horrible.
Well, it could be 749.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it could be. I
That's
don't know.
fine then.
You just, what would you, this is a loaded question. I'll tell you that overwhelmingly people chose the good credit score.
Really? Well, that
90,
kind of makes sense.
92% of people would rather have a 750, and not just any people, Gen Z. So there's a lot of criticism, I feel, from older generations that the young people today, all they care about is the tickety tocks and avocado toast, and they can't, they don't understand money. Clearly we do, because we would much rather have a better credit score than 500,000 TikTok followers.
This is impossible.
What do you mean?
I don't believe this study.
That's what it says.
Gen Z, real quick for everybody.
Uh-huh.
That's ages, 11 to 26?
Yeah.
You're telling me that they surveyed 111-year-olds
Uh-huh.
and they were like,
Well, I
credit
don't-
score or TikTok followers? And they said credit. They don't even know what that is.
I don't know if you can survey 11-year-olds.
Okay, let's go to
even if it's 18 to 26.
Even if it's 18 to 26-year-olds,
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I'm 25. If I asked like a lot of my friends what their credit score is, they probably wouldn't even know.
Does it matter that, what if it was 50,000 followers?
50,000 followers, way less.
Yeah.
I think the
Would
credit
you
score is
believe it then?
beneficial. Would I believe it then? No, I still wouldn't believe it.
It's they actually surveyed 500
11-year-olds?
people under the age of 26. I don't know at what age it started. 92% said they'd rather have a credit score of 750. You think about it. What would 50,000 TikTok followers actually do for you?
Wouldn't do too much.
Even if
It'll
it was
get you started.
500,000, that doesn't do that much for you.
It's the start of something.
Yeah.
Start of a business for you.
Maybe. Is that sustainable?
Having 500K followers?
Yeah.
You could make a good amount of money off of that.
For some time.
How much are people utilizing their 750 credit score at the age of 24?
Yeah.
You could maybe try to get a loan on a house.
Uh-huh.
That's important.
Yeah.
Your credit score is super important. I won't downplay that.
But you are right. 750 credit score, especially if you're young and you're just getting started, that's doable.
Yeah.
50,000 TikTok followers, that's hard for anybody.
You could get a 750 credit score as long as you're just locked in, focused on paying your bills.
Right.
It'll just continue
You
to
can
go
get
up.
there. So in terms of difficulty, the TikTok followers
Way
is the right
harder.
choice. But in terms of what is more beneficial to you, it's got to be the credit score.
And I know that if I asked my girlfriend E
Yeah.
what she'd rather have, she wouldn't even want the followers
Yeah.
because
That's right.
She wouldn't care to have that. She doesn't want the attention for that.
Right.
Where me, obviously, I want that attention.
Of course.
She does
Clearly.
not. You obviously want that attention.
Yeah,
If
love
you
it.
asked Angela, she might say no.
She probably would say no, yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there. I feel like a lot more people than we realize would rather have no followers on any social media.
I think actually that's true. That when you talk about like TikTok and stuff, and obviously so many people are on it, but the percentage of people, and this is true for any social media, but particularly for TikTok, the percentage of people that actually post is so small most people are just on there scrolling. So maybe it is a problem, but it's not a problem of people would rather have followers than have a good credit score. Clearly not.
So if you're a Gen Zer, work on that credit score.
That's right. You can do it.
There's never been a can of worms they didn't open. The Riot, Radio U.
Our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, looking back at what made money and what maybe didn't in theaters over the weekend. And I'll tell you what made some money. The number one movie of the weekend, Dune, Part 2, $81 million in North America.
Now we're talking.
Now, movies are back, baby. They're good again. Dune Part 2 made $81 million. That seems pretty solid. And based off of the reviews being so good, and I mean, there are some other good movies coming out here in the next few weeks, but I don't think Dune is going to slow down. And Dune, I'll say it, I saw it over the weekend. Long movie, which is the only thing that would hold me back, and obviously, like, paying. But it's a movie that's worth seeing multiple times while it's still in theaters. I'll say that because it's so made, so cinematic, so made for a theater. It'll be good at home. It's a good movie, but much better enjoyed in theaters. And I'm sure for some people, the people that do IMAX stuff, probably even better in IMAX. I did not pay up for the IMAX.
The audience score still holding true at 95%.
Yeah.
Now even, I mean, obviously much more people have seen it.
Of course.
Tomato meter standing strong at 93%. This one looks to be killing it.
Certified fresh, to say the least. I'll give it a little review of that coming up. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought. At 8772 Radio U. Number 2 at the box office. Its third week showing up here. Bob Marley, One Love, made another $7 million. Followed by Ordinary Angels, making another $3 million. Madam Web, making another $3 million. And some more episodes of The Chosen, Season 4, coming in at number 5. Isaiah, what have you seen as of late?
Over the weekend, I didn't do a lot of show watching, movie watching. I was investing into a lot of college basketball, a little bit of the Cavs as well.
Yeah,
but I was working a lot over the weekend. I didn't do much TV watching.
Good time of year for basketball though, for college basketball. Fortunately, I've watched several things to make up for your lack of watching things. Not only did I watch Dune Part 2, which obviously I'm not going to spoil any of that, but yet again, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that is just visually so impressive the way Dune is. And I don't mean like the landscapes and the way it's shot, although that is impressive too. I mean, the majority of the movie is in a giant desert, and it feels so huge. But I don't even mean that. I mean like the costumes and stuff. It's just like Star Wars on another level. Very, very intricate. It's its own world. It's pretty amazing. The story's good. So Dune Part 2, I definitely give some big thumbs up. I see why everybody seems also to like it. What else I've seen? Catching up on Oscar movies. I have 2 left to watch all of the Oscar movies that are up for Best Picture and the Best Actor awards, actor and actress. I watched American Fiction. That's the movie about it's a writer. He's black, but he's not having a lot of success writing, and then he writes like a stereotypical black book, and then that takes off and becomes very successful for him. Not quite as funny as I was hoping, but it was a good movie. And also what I've watched, I didn't know this. I don't know how we missed this, probably because we don't have a Netflix subscription anymore, but Love on the Spectrum, Season 2.
Started back up, huh?
Yeah.
Started back up.
Angela and I have been back on Love on the Spectrum, which is definitely enjoyable, watching people with autism try to date, and it's very sweet. Also very funny, though. Let us know what you watched over the weekend or recently, 8772 Radio U. That's your box office breakdown.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, you know anybody that does this? I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Mewing?
I know what mewing is.
Uh-huh.
I might know one person that does some mewing.
How would you describe mewing?
Mewing's a bunch of different things. Essentially, the whole idea of mewing is trying to strengthen your jaw lines, get a better jawline going.
Yeah.
There's these little like chewy balls that you can like
chewy
chew
balls.
on.
I haven't seen the balls.
You haven't seen the chewy balls?
No.
You can chew on those. They're supposed to help your jawline to mew.
Okay.
Also, you can do it like all day long by having like your mouth closed.
Yeah, that's
and,
what
like
I'm
a little
seeing
technique.
here. So it's like a special way to you have your mouth closed, and it's supposed to make your jawline like
I'm doing it right now.
look good.
Can you not tell?
You're mewing. You can't mew and talk at the same time, though.
Well, I'm doing it when you're talking, obviously.
Yeah. You think it works? You think mewing? It's a trend going around that's supposed to improve your jawline, make it nice and strong looking. It's described here as flattening your tongue against the roof of your mouth.
Yep. I was just doing it. You couldn't tell?
Yeah, no, I can't tell.
You can't tell?
No, you can't tell. But I think you know what? I kind of like when you mew.
You like it?
Yeah, I think you should do it more often.
So you can tell. Oh, you can tell that I'm not talking.
Yeah. You think it? You still haven't answered my question. We've been dancing around. Do you think it actually works? You think mewing
I have not done
works?
I have not done a deep study, a deep dive.
Yeah.
I don't mew.
You don't mew. It feels like
don't
something
mew.
that you might do.
No, I don't need to mew. I have
know
a beard.
You really care about your appearance.
I have a beard. I have a good jawline under this beard, but you can't even see my jawline.
Yeah, like what good would it do either of us to mew and have a strong jawline? It'd be pointless, right? So,
but it helps extend your jaw, broaden your face.
Apparently it's something that has really been taking off. I mean, I'm thinking about it. It can't hurt anything, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like why not give it a shot? But how could anybody even prove that this is like something that actually works?
Maybe because they could do some before and after pictures of their jaw.
How long do you have to mew before you start to see results?
And
is what I want to know.
How much are you doing a day? How long are you mewing a day?
Yeah.
We've now gotten to the point where mewing doesn't even feel like a word anymore. We've said it so many times.
Yeah. Why is it called mewing?
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
I think the little balls you chew on like more fun.
I've never seen that.
You never seen that?
Yeah.
Where you put them in your mouth, you chew, they have a little rope that goes around your neck. You never seen that on like TikTok advertised?
No, I've not seen that.
It's usually a lot of workout guys that are doing it.
Yeah.
They do it while they work out. It looks insane.
I've not seen those. I don't know. I feel like I want to try some I want to try some free mewing before I start to get into the having an apparatus with it.
See if you get any results from just the tongue press.
Yeah, but if the tongue press doesn't give me results, then I don't know if that makes me more or less likely to want to go ahead and get the mewing balls.
Like now, imagine this, right? If you do it, literally all it is just pressing your tongue to the top of your mouth. You're doing it right now, I hope. And do you realistically think that could do anything?
It doesn't seem like that would do anything for your jaw at all.
Like even if I did it all day.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
Constantly.
feel like it wouldn't do anything. Maybe my jaw would cramp up, baby.
That's what I feel like it would. I feel like my tongue would get. I feel like it's strengthening my tongue more than my jaw.
My jaw.
Yeah, like the underneath the tongue area. Maybe I'd be really good at enunciation.
Be doing all kinds of benefits.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start.
I'd be
mewing.
really good at speaking Spanish. I feel like.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on RadioU.
It is The Riot on RadioU, 8772 RadioU. Today, the last day for you to get in on our Roku Stream Bar giveaway. All you need to do is text the word WIN to 8772 RadioU or go to radiou.com/win. But you need to do that today because that's when the contest ends. Check this out. A pilot in Asia is being hailed as a hero, not for flying a plane, but instead for delivering a baby mid-flight. This is on a flight from Taiwan to Bangkok in Thailand. A woman went into labor in one of the bathrooms on the plane, and the pilot of the plane, his name Jacqueline, left the cockpit to go deliver the baby.
Versatile. I mean, what else can you say?
What a skill set on this guy.
Able to go from the front of the plane, keeping everybody safe,
Yep.
to send that thing on autopilot coming back there and delivering a baby.
That's it does lead into a couple of my questions of all the people on the plane, how's the pilot the most qualified to deliver a baby?
That's what I feel like as well. Nobody else on there could have taken that over?
Yeah. There wasn't like any kind of doctor on the entire
A nurse?
plane.
I mean, come on.
Not
There's a
single
nurse on every
nurse.
flight.
It seems that way.
At least one. I mean,
Yeah.
how many flights are there realistically?
Mhm.
There's like 100 people on that plane.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 100 people are a nurse.
Has to be. You would think.
And nobody wanted to step up. You know there was a nurse on that flight
Uh-huh.
that didn't come up to the plate.
She was asleep. She was like, please don't bother.
She had her AirPods in.
Uh-huh.
She was listening to music, and then all of a sudden she realizes
She
what's
never
going
even
on.
knew that the question was raised that they needed some kind of medical personnel. But then you think about the pilot. What exactly are his qualifications for being able to do this?
He seems like he's large and in charge. I mean, if you're on a plane,
Yeah.
what can't the pilot do in any situation?
I mean,
it
he's got
feels
that,
like,
that cool outfit on.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're
You wear
like
that
he's in
outfit,
charge.
it endows you with certain powers.
Especially if you're mid-flight. If you're
Yeah,
mid-flight,
that's right.
I don't care what the situation is. The pilot needs to be doing whatever the emergency is.
Yeah.
It feels like they're the most qualified.
Some might be asking, well, then who was flying the plane?
Good
during this
question.
time? Well, fortunately, there was a co-pilot. Although that co-pilot going to be an unsung hero because the co-pilot didn't get to deliver the baby. The co-pilot just did the job of the co-pilot. The pilot went above and beyond and delivered a baby, which that brings me to my next question. How hard could it be to deliver a baby?
I've never seen it in action.
In the movies and stuff. But I feel like, is it just catching the baby?
That's what I was about to ask.
Because I feel like, and then telling the mom to breathe, right?
Yes.
I feel like
Yet
I could-
again, I don't
think
know.
I could do that, especially if I had a pilot outfit. I think that would actually help me out a little
So
bit.
then you ask the question of if all it is, which I don't know if this is all it is.
Yeah.
If all it is just catching the baby
Uh-huh.
and telling the woman to breathe,
Yeah.
why was the pilot the person who needed to do
Yeah,
this?
shouldn't have he been piloting the plane? And
He feels
couldn't
like the last
anybody
person
else have been the person to deliver the
to
baby?
catch the baby.
Yeah. Is there other stuff we don't know about it?
Were there not, and I can't tell from the name, were there not other ladies on board that have ever delivered a baby themselves?
You think that a woman that has been through the experience might be a pretty good helping hand.
And aren't there fathers who have caught the baby?
Well, this guy was a father.
And that's what I'm thinking. Aren't there
Yeah.
dads? Isn't that a thing where like the dad will catch the baby,
Uh-huh.
would deliver the baby?
You know, I think particularly this is the woman's first baby, perhaps. The man maybe tends to freeze up a little bit.
Gets a little nervous.
Yeah, that's right.
Was her husband on the plane?
That's what I'm wondering. He might
What
have
was he
fainted
doing?
for all we know.
Twiddling his thumbs?
Yeah, I think of all the people that
was
maybe
still
I don't
buttoned
want guiding the delivery, it's probably the actual father.
He's over there, but he's still buckled up.
Yeah.
He hasn't even left his seat yet.
Yeah.
And you would think also if you're getting on a plane and your wife is close, you'd be prepared for a thing like this.
That's a good
Flight-induced pregnancy.
point. Yeah. I didn't even know you were allowed to fly if you were that close to having a baby. And this is why. Because you're making the pilot leave
Exactly.
the cockpit. It is the riot.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
We're food fighting here on The Riot. Isaiah and I messing up our diets to try the new Wendy's Cinnabon pull-aparts. Thanks to our guy, Big Country Tyler from Afternoons, for picking these up for us. I think he got some for himself. So tune in with him today to see what he thought of it. But we've got the new Wendy's Cinnabon pull-aparts. I'll tell you that it's a new addition to their breakfast menu. They smell immaculate. They're nice and toasty warm.
Smell like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah. How do you feel about Cinnabon typically? You ever get that at the mall or anything?
I don't usually, but I always want to.
Yeah. It's so tempting.
Smells so darn good.
But I'll say that whenever you go to like the mall, it feels, and then you see the prices, it feels too expensive, especially when it's literally like, it's not a meal. It's just a treat. It's a very expensive treat for what it actually is. But at Wendy's, it feels like doable. It feels mildly affordable.
Do you lean Cinnabon or Auntie Anne's at the mall? Because I'm Auntie Anne's through and through.
I feel like I enjoy Cinnabon more, but I think Auntie Anne's I'm more likely to get because it actually, like, I can have a meal at Auntie Anne's.
Yeah.
It actually feels like it's serving some sort of purpose, except that I've been a good boy and I get cinnamon rolls. So this, if this is good, which I'm assuming it's going to be, this will be exciting to have as like a viable option. You can also knowing that now you'll be able to get a Cinnabon from a drive-through is helpful to know.
Oh, it's good.
Is it good? How's the icing coverage on yours? Because mine is kind of
Spotty.
It's not exactly even.
Mine's spotty.
But
And the thing about the icing as well, it's on the top. It doesn't like it makes it sway down very well.
yeah, it kind of. I'm getting some dry spots here. It looks like, but the first bite with the icing, very good. Then with Cinnabons, it's not just about the icing because that like cinnamon mixture that is deep down inside, that adds some moisture. Hopefully,
It's good.
yeah.
How good is it? Would you order it?
Yes,
Would you?
I think I would. It's reminiscent of. I don't know if they still have these at McDonald's. Do they still have the little Cinnabon? Those aren't Cinnabons, but they're little cinnamon roll things. Those little Cinnabites.
I know what you're talking about.
Are those still a thing?
I don't know if they are.
Because this is bigger than that. At least it seems. Now's the problem with those is those are small. But I would order those at McDonald's for sure. I feel like they got rid of them because otherwise, why did I stop ordering them? Besides that they're tiny.
What's the price on these? Give me the price point.
I believe it was $3 something.
Three something's not bad.
Yeah. This is doable for $3.
$3, that's not bad. This feels like a big dessert
Mm-hmm.
now is it available all day or just in the morning?
I think it's just in the morning.
No. I can do one of these at lunch even.
Specifically, the price, it's not bringing it up for me. So we'll just say, I think it was $3.29. The problem is, I wanted this to be better because I wanted it to be like a real Cinnabon from the mall. And it's definitely not that. It's not that good. It's much more comparable to those cinnamon roll things that they, I believe, used to have at McDonald's. They did get rid of them because they replaced it with a cinnamon roll, and the cinnamon roll sucked, and now I think they got rid of that too.
You're right.
So I'm glad they have this at Wendy's. McDonald's yet again falling behind in the breakfast department.
I think that this isn't a full breakfast, though.
No, yeah.
Unless you're a really light breakfast eater. If you're a light breakfast eater, going to Wendy's and getting this for $3 or something, that could be a good breakfast.
Yeah. I think, if you're a light eater.
Yeah, if you're a light eater, but if you're a full breakfast kind of guy, if you like a nice breakfast sandwich with some seasoned potatoes, like I did over the weekend, this wouldn't do you. But you could do breakfast sandwich with this, and that would feel like a real special breakfast.
Yeah, that would feel like a real nice treat. This is be good for kids, I feel. Isaiah, is this, let's ask our question. Is this necessary?
No.
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree. That's a harsh ruling here for Wendy's and Cinnabon. Not necessary, but still okay.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
A scientist near South Africa recently witnessed a solo male orca. They call him Starboard. They've given him a name. Single-handedly, I didn't know orcas had hands, kill a juvenile great white shark, and it took less than 2 minutes.
That seems pretty scary.
Yeah, one-on-one, orca versus great white shark. The orca won in less than 2 minutes.
Doesn't it feel like the great white shark has like been the big daddy of the ocean for a while?
The king of the ocean, some might say, but this orca made that great white shark look like a lame white shark. It looked pretty bad. And now it's dead.
Maybe a modest white shark.
Yeah. Like a lesser white shark.
Orcas have been on a hot streak recently.
Yeah.
Of just dangerous acts. They seem kind of scary as of late.
Yeah. I mean, you bring that up. I guess I would prefer these orcas taking out great white sharks versus boats with people in them if I had to choose between the two. Although just killing randomly for no good reason that we know of I don't really enjoy that at all, either way.
Yeah, it just feels as if with them attacking the boats and then now killing great white sharks, like what are they doing that we don't know?
What are they planning?
What are they figuring out?
What have they, why has their behavior seemingly changed? Because scientists say this is the first for them to see a single a single orca just take out a great white shark. They've never noticed them doing that before.
Like our orcas here to take over the ocean. It seems as if they're, and they seem very, it's not even like they're just like killing things to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like every act they're doing right now, real personal.
It feels like it's sending a message.
Doesn't it?
Like, I wonder if the orca took that white shark that it killed and, like, took off its head to go show to some of the other sharks.
Doesn't that, it feels that way.
Yeah.
The boat thing, now this.
Mm-hmm.
They're breaking news stories every month, and it just seems like it's all real personal.
And you know what the most frightening thing about orcas is they're whales. They're seemingly very intelligent, and they work together. Like great white sharks, you watch Jaws, that's one shark. Great orcas are big, and they're taking down sharks solo, and they like to work together. And if they work together, who knows what they can accomplish? It's pretty nerve-wracking to me. Then again, I've seen Free Willy too. I see how helpless they can be.
Should be a freedom.
Yeah, maybe that was where it all went wrong. Or is this the result of one of those of Free Willy, perhaps leaving his enclosure, being set free, and being like, you know what these people did to me, and now he's started to rile up all of the orcas.
Seems as if they're working together too well.
Leading an uprising.
We need to humble them. They need to be humbled.
Oh, you want to take down some of the orcas?
It seems as
you
if
need to send a message back to them.
They're just being too aggressive. They're on a high horse right now.
Yeah. Well, it's a big ocean.
Let's keep them there.
Yeah.
If they were walking around on land, this would be a big issue.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're in the ocean.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on RadioU.
You ever seen Shaq's feet?
Have not. I assume they're big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, massive. You gotta have big feet to be able to support that big body. But all that big body, that puts a lot of strain on his feet. There's a picture here on the story I sent you of Shaq's feet. If you want to take a look,
I see.
It is not good.
Not pretty.
Which is why Shaquille O'Neal recently revealed that he pays $1,000, give or take, to his pedicurist because he knows his feet are nasty. They're big, they're stinky, they're gnarly, and it's a lot to deal with. And so he has a pedicurist he supposedly pays $1,000 per session to attend to his big, nasty feet.
Well, you'd like to be the person taking care of his feet, huh?
I mean, it's got to be worth it. $1,000
every time.
I don't care
Every
how
time.
nasty the feet are.
Every time.
I mean, I'm looking at the pictures here. It is not good, to say the least. But I don't know if he's serious. He says that he likes to paint them a little bit. He likes to get some designs on the nails to make them look a little nicer. I don't know. That's kind of feels like the putting a lipstick on a pig, like almost literally, is what's going on with his feet.
Well, he says he has ugly feet.
Yeah.
He knows he has ugly feet, so he wants them to look prettier by putting some toenail polish on them.
Yeah, I mean, you could just cover them. Just don't wear sandals is another option. I'm glad that he's aware of it, though. There's some people out there just flaunting the feet with the sandals all the time that have no business doing that.
He has some ugly feet.
Yeah, feet make me uncomfortable sometimes.
You what are your feet like? Are yours bad?
Yes, because I have one weird toenail on one of my big toes.
You need to get that looked into.
Well, no, it's been you know what happened is, and I'm sure everyone wants to hear about this.
Please.
Let me tell you. Let me describe my feet in intricate detail. On my left foot, on my big toe, had ingrown toenails as like a teenager or whatever.
You should have clipped them.
Yeah. It's been a routine occurrence for me. I've had them recurring in my other toe still to this day, but the ones on my left foot got bad enough that they had to like laser off.
No, you had surgery. I've only heard about this.
Not exactly.
I've never seen. My mom always said, if you don't take care of your feet, this will happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're one of those people.
Yeah,
you're who she was talking about.
It got lasered off.
Wow.
And so now, instead of...
You were a nightmare for me, just so you know.
Yeah. It's not... I mean, I've had worse things. I'm not afraid of my own feet.
No, it's okay.
I'm not worried about going back to the doctor one day to get my feet looked at like I am for other parts of my body. But it wasn't that traumatic. Although the foot doctor was very strange. I feel like you have to be a little bit strange. And he knew he was strange to get into the foot doctor, to get into the podiatry line of work. But he was a little strange, had a sense of humor.
He lasered your toe.
But he lasered my toenail
Wow.
out. So now instead of making, I mean, how would you describe the shape of your big toenails?
My big toenails, little arrow-esque.
Kind of like a fan. Yeah, it's like an arrow with the tip cut off, but the arrow's pointing to the rest of your foot. But mine is not an arrow; it's just a rectangle.
Oh, you got
it's
he
just a
squared you up,
rhombus.
did he?
Yeah, he did.
He faded you up.
It's all right angles. Is my
He gave you a flat top.
big toenail. He did. Yes, he did. And it's weird that all several years later, it's never branched back out. I don't really understand.
How
that.
different does your left big toe look from your right? Noticeably different.
It is notably different. Yes,
That's incredible.
If I took my shoes off for it, and that's not even to mention the hair that is on my feet.
Dang,
Which is
I guess
not something that I'm like a hobbit. It's not something that Shaq seems to be afflicted with, but for me, that is a problem.
I'm just in shock. I thought that those rumors, my mom, those stories she told, those fairy tales.
Hey,
I thought those were fake.
it's not even just me. I happen to know that also Lex, who works here, similar issues.
Same deal, huh?
She's
Also lasered in.
Yes, also had the same similar surgery.
It's a good thing I took care of my feet. My mom was right.
Hey, that's that can find you anywhere, so keep on clipping those nails, boy.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Now, Isaiah, the people want to know, Jim's birthday was on Friday. How did it all go?
It ended up going really well. As I told you, the party took a bit of a hit when the only other dog friend he had invited unfortunately backed out on him. So then it was just me, Eden, and Jim. But we made it special for him. We baked him a cake.
You guys baked him a cake.
We made him a cake.
Okay.
It's hard to describe how this works.
Yeah.
But there's a little like puppy cake mix that essentially you just like put in a microwave. It warms up, and then you ice it and put sprinkles on it.
Okay. Oh, so it wasn't like a recipe from scratch.
No. We bought a little package to make sure that it was all like
where do you
dog
get,
friendly.
Where do you get that?
Oh, very good question. My parents' toy store. So they had it there.
Yeah. Nice little plug.
It was a huge
Go to
huge
Isaiah's
plug.
parents' toy store.
And then if you go there, you can get yourself a little pet, a little birthday cake for your doggo.
Okay.
And it was good.
What
do I know?
Because he ate it all?
Obviously, he ate it all, but
Yeah.
I had to try. So we made this cake, and let me tell you, it's a single slice of cake,
Yeah.
and it looks incredible. The regular cake I knew wouldn't taste good,
Mm-hmm.
but it still looked good. It looked like a
Yeah.
regular piece of cake. But then we put the icing on, and icing this cake, when Eden was icing it, it looked delectable. It looked so good that I had to try the icing.
It just makes sense. Like for a dog cake, since you're not meant to eat it, it should at least look good for pictures and stuff.
Exactly. And so I wanted to try the icing.
Yeah.
I didn't need to try the cake, just the icing. And so I tried a little bit of the icing.
Mm-hmm.
No joke, tasted like normal icing. 100% normal.
Are you sure that this product was actually for dogs?
I'm pretty positive. It came with a little doggo like birthday hat. So we put that on him.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Pictures on your Instagram, I hope.
I did post some pictures.
There you go.
And so they were on my Instagram story.
What's your Instagram?
Isaiah Jacob.
At Isaiah Jacob.
At Isaiah Jacob.
Yeah.
You can find him on there. And the pictures of Jim, obviously the cake looks incredible. It has all the sprinkles, but the icing tasted so good that then I wanted the piece of cake.
So you didn't try the cake though?
I didn't try the straight up cake because it was like a perfect square, and I didn't want to like try a bite of it and then mess up all the photos.
Yeah.
But I could try the icing, and the icing tasted like a regular cake. So then I really wanted it, but Eden said Jim had to have it. So
That is shocking to me. I can't imagine that the dog cakes. I mean, we talked to Amanda, the Bark Day planner. She said they can't have sugar in them.
Exactly.
So they
I don't know how.
cannot taste as good.
I don't know how this thing tastes. It tastes amazing.
The one thing I think that's worse for dogs than sugar is a sugar substitute. And so it couldn't have had that.
So then what was it?
So what was it?
I don't know.
It was sweet.
It was Hudson. I would have iced my cookies with it, and I would have eaten it. Like, it was that good. We made sugar cookies the following night with, like, cream cheese icing. It tasted identical. I could have substituted it in for that, and it would have been great sugar cookies. I don't know what to tell you. It was great. And Jim demolished it.
He's still doing good.
Yeah, he's doing fine. At least all I can see. And he, like, always goes in with a lick first.
Yeah.
And then just takes the whole thing.
A little tentative lick.
He is very tentative at first.
Yeah.
Kind of licks the icing, and then he just kind of engulfed the whole thing in his mouth.
Wow.
And that was the end of his birthday.
And that's the only thing that he get. Did he like his presents?
Loved it. He got a new bed.
Uh-huh.
And so he's still warming up to the new bed. He liked his old bed better. But that's because it's his old bed. We had to throw away the old bed so that he would fully invest into this new one. He kept on laying on the old one. He just needs to get used to the new one.
Yeah.
Well, but it looks better. Dang.
To Jim.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.